to Marie Trellu-Kane.
Je suis gâtée de passer après le docteur, effectivement.
Yes, not so easy to talk after Dr. Mukwege.
Comment enseigner la citoyenneté?
How can we convey citizenship? How can we teach citizenship? This is one of the questions that was asked to us. Of course, what's at stake for a future generation is important. Now, it depends what you mean through citizenship. Is it citizenship linked with a given nationality, with inherent political rights for nationals, which are rights which it would be interesting to use sometimes, like by going to vote or running for an election? Is it what say that we should know the rules and laws of our society? This is a bit difficult because there are a number of laws. Not all of them are applicable, not all of them are applied, but there are some of them you know and you do, like pay your taxes. You don't always do. This is another topic. There's also a type of citizenship that consists in knowing how to live together, how to look at others, how to be interested by others, and thinking that to live together doesn't mean to live alongside each other, but also get interested in their difference, feel empathy, be curious about what they do, and before judging them. It also is be aware of the fact you need to commit yourself, engage in activities. So that's all. This is part of citizenship. It is. 20 years ago, I got interested in the last 2 points, saying, yeah, what about the future? It seemed to me that it was very important for the education in the future. It was to try and convey to our children, to our youth, to all of us, the awareness that the society in which we live is made up by ourselves, that we make it in the way we live, in the way we live with others, in our day-to-day life with our neighbors. It's our capacity to imagine solutions. It's our empathy towards others and our awareness of the fact that we all have something to learn from each other, even if we don't believe in the same things, even if we don't come from the same areas, even if we don't believe in the same thing, even if their cap has they don't wear the same thing or in the same way. This type of society I'm interested in building, and I think it is urgent to be able to build this together. This is why for about 2 decades I have been fighting, but it is possible, and we've tried to make sure that there is in our educational process a time to learn citizenship through action, through collective action in diversity. I struggle so that in education all young people dedicate 1 year, sometime in their life to serve others, to do something for the community, while having the possibility to do it with others who are different from themselves. Unis-Cité has been mobilizing young people every year, young people from 16 to 25 in cities and rural areas. People who've studied for many years, others who just got their A level, others who've learned more in the street than at school, people of all colors, all creeds, all walks of life, who for 6 to 9 months do things for others. In teams, young people, all colors, all educational levels, they go and visit isolated older people. They take ecology to popular areas. They try to start off debates around films in school. They go to soup kitchens to help homeless, and through their commitment they realize they can be useful, and that all these small drops make up the river of the society we live in. Of course, they're not on their own. They are accompanied day after day in the field, but also in order for each and every one of you to try and think of what they're going to do with their life. There are times for reflection. This is a time for education through action, and then you have to look at the broader picture, think about what you've been doing. But these 9 months are a true, authentic moment for learning. So what is the result? You're not going to believe me, but it's the first time my mother is proud of me. This is what people say to me. Or they say, this year was my school, my way of going to school. This is the school of life. I didn't realize before. I hadn't realized, but I was so prejudiced. I thought black people were different. People in the poor neighborhood, I never thought I'd meet one of them. These students that come from posh schools, they're quite nice. I thought all of them were so posh. So I could quote hundreds and hundreds of these verbatims from the young people after these 6 to 9 months civic service, like Loïc and Fanny. I wanted to introduce them. They are here. I wanted them to come on stage, but I was told, no, you have to be on stage. But since there will be a small section where I managed to introduce them. There's a Meet the Speakers session later on, and they will be the speakers. You see they're dressed in orange, so it'll be easy to spot. So these are some of the things the young people say, the 15,000 young people after they've spent 6 to 9 a month working for society. Of course, they'll tell you they've learned a number of things. They've developed their experience when they didn't have before. They have something they can write on their CV when looking for a job. They'll tell you what it gave them. But what it gave them is that they realize there's somebody in society. And I think that's the most important. Among these 15,000 which have gone through Unis-Cité, 25% of them are young people who live in the most deprived area in our country. 1 out of 4. We don't have only young children from deprived area, but 1 in 4. Only about 30% had gone to university. 30% hadn't gotten their A-levels for some reason, because they didn't stay at school. Some managed to graduate, although they didn't get their A-levels. So this diversity, 86 to 90% find a job 6 months after their civil service, or they start to train to get a diploma. Why? Because they have an experience that's taken into account. They have some know-how. They also know how to behave, which can be very useful in professional life. And also, they have gained self-esteem, and they have become aware that something can be expected from society, and that they, as an individual, can find room for themselves. They can have a small project and believe in themselves, and that's enough to find your way in life. 86% of them on their own find a job when they get that. But we were talking about educating for citizenship. Those who weren't committing themselves, they do commit themselves. At least 1 out of 2, 6 months later, is working with an association, is a volunteer somewhere among those who didn't do anything before because they had other things to do and they didn't realize they could make a difference. This is the impact in citizenship. Okay, but I mean, there's an answer. It's civil service. Yes, in 2005, we promoted the civil service. It was used to be a volunteer civil service. 50,000 young people last year, 5 candidates for 1. This is supported by the public. Yes, Marie, we got your message. We are where you wanted to be. But no, because our vision is for this step in life to be part and parcel of education. So 50,000 is not enough. We should have 800,000 kids in this situation, to consider that everybody has gone through this, everybody has realized they have a role to play and need to be actors in our society. Everybody should have gone through this experience of diversity, of meeting people you don't usually meet because you're in a different setting. If we have 5 young people applying for one possibility, we have companies and administration that once they have made the effort, they've dared welcome one kid, realize how important it was to them, they want to go on. We need to spread this process. We need to extend it to as many people as possible. People always ask me why we go on working. That's why, because we haven't reached our objective. We want this to be everybody's experience. We want everyone to have experienced this diversity and show that civic service is not only having a graduate in an association paid by the state. We want to show that it's more important. We need you. We need you. If you're young people, do engage. After it'll be too late. If you're a parent, send your kids. Even those who've graduated, who've gone to university, they learn their things they will never, ever learn in any upper education institution, and all the other kids, because it is going to be a life changer for them. If you work in an association, if you're an elected official, welcome these young people. Open the door and welcome the diversity of these young people. Don't forget the objective in this step in their life, to become a resource for their society, and particularly the kids from the most deprived area, from the most difficult living conditions. Whether you have a company, help us convert this civic service in something that will really be universal, accessible for all young people. We are working at it already every day with them. Thank you.